Which 10 African countries watch the most adult material on the internet? The Oracle is a channel where we talk about all the most relevant and trending topics across Africa, and today we are pulling back the curtains on a topic that is rarely talked about, yet millions are clicking on it daily. We are counting down the top 10 African countries that watch the most adult content online. From surprising statistics to cultural contrasts and internet habits that defy expectations, this video will uncover what the numbers say, taking into consideration internet data across all the major online adult websites. So buckle up, hit that subscribe button, and let us dive into the side of the internet most don't talk about, but everyone knows exists. Number 10, Ivory Coast. The first country on our list is Ivory Coast, also known as Côte d'Ivoire. Unfortunately, only about 12 million Ivorians out of its 32 million population are internet users. That leaves approximately 19.5 million people who are offline with significant gaps in coverage and digital access. However, despite low internet usage combined with other hindrances like power outages and network congestion, Ivory Coast remains one of the largest consumers of online adult content on the continent. Like many rapidly digitizing nations in Africa, Ivory Coast has witnessed a significant rise in internet access over the past decade. With this digital growth has come increased exposure to various forms of online content, including pornography, which has become increasingly rampant, particularly among the youth. Studies from Ivorian schools show that a significant number of adolescents are exposed to pornographic content, mostly through mobile phones and internet cafes. Number 9, Algeria. Algeria has approximately 36 million internet users, representing 77% of its population, with around 10 million people remaining offline. More than 80% of households in Algeria have internet access, and the country ranks high in North Africa for ICT development and internet usage. Although there is no law explicitly banning adult pornography, the Algerian government regulates content on the basis of public order and morality. Internet service providers are required to monitor platforms for obscene content, but enforcement is inconsistent and mostly focuses on child-related offenses. Despite these restrictions and bans on major adult sites, Algerians often use VPNs or proxy tools to bypass censorship and access pornography. Domestic efforts to ban such sites are regularly undermined by tech-savvy users. Research in Algeria has found that lack of sexual education and cultural silence often lead youth to use pornography as a primary source of sexual information. Number 8, Uganda. As at 2024, Uganda had approximately 13 million internet users, representing 27% of its 49 million population. 1 year later, in 2025, internet users increased by 1.2 million people, signaling healthy growth and more internet usage. About 14 million Ugandans are now online, and that number is likely to keep going up. Uganda has one of the most strict pornography laws on the continent. In 2014, Uganda passed the Anti-Pornography Act, broadly defining pornography and criminalizing its production, distribution, and possession, punishable by up to 10 years in prison or a fine of approximately $3,990. Child pornography carries a much harsher penalty of up to 15 years in jail. The law also holds internet service providers criminally liable if they fail to block or filter sexual content. Violators face up to 5 years imprisonment. A pornography control committee was also established to oversee enforcement. However, despite all the restrictions, youth in Uganda have easy access to pornography via smartphones and internet cafes, often without parental supervision. Numerous public officials in the country have urged better implementation of these bans, warning that pornography damages family morals and harms children. Victims and civil society groups report concerns about the corrupting influence of porn on young people and a push for digital literacy and safe internet use education. Number 7, Ethiopia. As at 2025, Ethiopia has approximately 28 million internet users, representing only 21% of its total population. As low as that number is, it is actually an increase from 25 million users in 2024. That means that around 78% of Ethiopia's population remains offline. Despite having few internet users, Ethiopia is the 7th top African country when it comes to pornography usage. Internet pornography is not explicitly regulated under Ethiopian law. However, distribution or sale of pornographic materials remains prohibited under general obscenity provisions. This is, however, not heavily enforced. As a result, the internet has become the primary gateway for accessing pornography in Ethiopia. While local production of pornography is minimal and mostly underground, Ethiopians consume a lot of foreign pornography online. Studies have found that about 1 in 4 young people in the country have viewed pornography. In a country where sexuality remains a taboo topic, the youth often learn about sex indirectly, leading to misinformation and skewed expectations influenced by pornography. In a study conducted on the topic, students who watched pornography were found to be 3 times more likely to engage in risky sexual practices, including unprotected sex and early initiation. Exposure to pornography also doubled the odds of engaging in risky sex after accounting for peer pressure and alcohol use. Number 6. Morocco. As of 2025, Morocco has approximately 35.3 million internet users, equating to 92% of the total population. This represents one of the highest penetration rates in Africa. The country has no legislation specifically targeting pornography, but adult content is often prosecuted under broader laws against obscenity, public indecency, and moral offenses. Child pornography is explicitly illegal under Morocco's penal code and is punishable by 1 to 5 years imprisonment. Large fines for production, distribution, and possession of same are often handed out, even if the crime is committed outside Morocco. While some pornographic sites are blocked internally, Morocco's internet filtering is minimal and not comprehensive. These websites remain accessible via VPNs, and usage persists, especially among young people. Number 5. Egypt. As of 2025, Egypt has around 96 million internet users, representing 82% of the total population, which is very high for an African country. Egypt has consistently ranked high among countries when it comes to usage of pornographic websites, despite efforts by its government to restrict access. In a regional survey across Arab countries, porn use among youth was common, with male participants significantly more likely to consume content, especially those under 15 and with lower educational levels. In 2009, Egypt's Supreme Administrative Court ordered a ban on all porn sites, but its enforcement was inconsistent, and in 2013, a court overturned the ban, citing costs and logistics. A revised ruling in 2015 again declared adult websites should be blocked, citing risks to youth and public morals. However, enforcement remains technologically and politically weak. Egypt does not have a specific adult pornography law. Instead, enforcement is done through broad articles in the penal code. Youth exposure to pornography in the conservative country is rising fast in the absence of effective sex education. Explicit content often becomes a source of distorted information and unrealistic expectations. Number 4. Kenya. As at 2025, Kenya has approximately 27 million internet users, representing about 48% of its entire population. Over 94% of internet users in Kenya access the internet via mobile broadband, and smartphones are the most common device for browsing social media and streaming videos. Pornography is very accessible in Kenya, even among underage people. Studies have found that about 55% of Kenyan children under 18 years have accessed adult pornography online, which is higher than most other countries. This has been a strong contributor to abuse and exploitation of these children. Many counselors and psychologists in Kenya have linked high porn consumption to lower intimacy expectations shaped by unrealistic pornographic scripts and erectile dysfunction. Number 3. Ghana. In Ghana, pornography is a big problem. Research from leading Ghanaian universities has revealed that about 97% of Ghanaian youth have accessed pornography online, and about 90% reported some level of addiction to it. Porn consumption among Ghanaian youth is linked to influencing sexual behavior, with significant numbers reporting coerced or risky sexual acts. Over 30% of teens surveyed in the country say they have been pressured into sexual activities, with pornography being a major influence. Addiction to pornography is a serious public health concern, with a growing number of young people reporting anxiety, depression, and reduced school performance due to pornography exposure. Although Ghana's Cybersecurity Act 2020 criminalizes child pornography, sextortion, grooming, and related offenses, adult pornography is not explicitly regulated, thereby creating a legal gray area in policy and enforcement. Number 2. Nigeria. Number 2 on our list is the most populated country on the African continent. As at 2025, Nigeria has 141 million active internet subscriptions, with an average monthly data usage of 7 gigabytes per user. Like most other countries in Africa, Nigerians overwhelmingly access the internet on mobile devices, with over 97% of internet users browsing the web via smartphones. Nigeria consistently ranks as the second highest African country when it comes to online pornography. Platforms like Xvideos, XNXX, and Pornhub are visited by millions of Nigerians frequently. Multiple studies have shown that between 20 to 30% of Nigerian internet users access adult content regularly. That is over 30 million people. In the southwest parts of Nigeria, a survey found that 72% of young people had stumbled onto and were exposed to porn. Unlike some countries, Nigeria has no national laws explicitly banning online pornography, though public display is restricted in some regions of the country. Whilst the country's House of Representatives is looking to pass motions to order internet service providers to block pornographic websites, critics warn that enforcement will be difficult due to Nigeria's very huge population and the usage of services like VPNs to evade restrictions. Number 1. South Africa. The African country that watches the most adult content is South Africa. As of 2025, roughly 50 million South Africans are internet users, representing about 79% of the population. South Africa also has a mobile-first internet culture, with most of its internet users visiting the web via their smartphones. With 124 million active mobile connections, South Africans are among the heaviest internet users globally, spending an average of 9.5 hours online per day. Worryingly, a striking 64% of South African minors between the ages of 13 and 17 have accessed pornographic websites, with the internet being the primary platform for pornography among youth. In 2017, South Africa ranked among Pornhub's top 20 global user countries, with remarkable mobile consumption. Locals spent significant time streaming porn, even being the top mobile viewer globally for the platform. The Films and Publications Act in South Africa bans commercial distribution of adult online content unless it's from licensed physical premises, and online hosting of such content is technically illegal in South Africa. However, there is delayed comprehensive enforcement of such laws in the country. What did you think of our list? Would you like to see more videos like this? Be sure to subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like the video and leave a comment below.